The number one thing that we're using at Airtreks and other enterprises that I'm involved with, Rolf, is really taking the time to distinguish fact from story.
Right.
Now, we like to say fact is, if we were to video record this, everyone would agree that that is true. Story is something in the future. It's our prognostication, which may or may not be true.
Right.
And I think during this heightened time, most of our amygdalas are, in the fight or flight mode, and we're getting attached to story. And I think you and I talked a little bit about this almost a year ago when we talked about 20 years of independent travel. What's changed is this media's gotten so powerful in the past 20 years. And I don't think most of the world understands how powerful it is and how it guides us to a way of thinking. And for this period of time, since we've been going through this pandemic, I have been watching the news. And I hadn't for 6 or 7 years, Rolf, because I saw this trend happening with the rise of online media, Facebook and Google's power. And it's scary watching the news, and it's hard to decipher what is a fact and what is a story. And I'm not talking about politics here. Okay? I'm not talking about one side or the other, especially in the US. I know a lot of people are barking about that. But I have a hard time distinguishing, the titles, the clickbaits. What is a fact? Is that a story that is just there to drive more advertising revenue? So those are some of the things that I'm thinking about. We apply that back to our business. What's a fact? What have the airline said? And we just work on that and try not to push it out into stories that may or may not be true. Because normally, we could do a Monte Carlo simulation and come up with the 5 to 7 variables and figure out 20% this, 20% that, typical year, blah, 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 blah. We trust the airlines. They're going to do this. You book your ticket. This is probably what will happen. You'll have a 15% chance of one of your 10 flights being delayed or canceled. And we could figure that out. But this is outside things that, the whole airline industry or Airtreks has dealt with. So we're just sticking to facts.